The flipping the script is a great concept, right? Taking the girl's frame, having her chasing you. But the best way to flip the script is not to flip it. Yeah. It's to set it. Yeah, to set the script in your favor before she sets it in her favor. So there's nothing to flip. When I used to do canned game, right, when it was all routine, my first man-to-woman statement almost always is, you and I would not get along, which is already flipping the script. It's already coming from the idea of, there's tension, it's not going to happen, and then letting her win me over. So I'm trying to set the frame that she's chasing, I'm the one resisting from like 10 seconds into the set, 30 seconds into the set. Just because they're hot, don't be overawed by that. Don't be so fucking impressed by just like they're like, they have decent genetics and go to the gym. That's a start. That's like the bare minimum for talking to you, right? They got to do more. They got to earn more. Because especially in LA, there's so many hot girls in this part of the world, right? If they want to stand out, they got to be more than that. And you guys are like smart, cool, funny, successful, ambitious. You're growing and self-developing and getting better every day. What you bring to the table, if they're in a relationship with you, you're bringing so much more than they are. But you need to recognize that and acknowledge it, and then you need to make them fucking work for it. There's a limited amount of girls you can date, okay? In your lifetime, especially if you're being monogamous, there's a limited amount of girls you can date. But even if you're being open relationship, non-monogamous, maximum, legitimately, I'll tell you from experience, the maximum number of girls you're going to really effectively date is about 9 at a time. That's the fucking maximum, okay? So you're limited. You have dating those 9 girls, right? You have 9 roster spots, right? More realistically, probably about 3. Yeah. Right, if you want to be sane and live a life.
I think 2 is quite challenging. I've tried it.
Okay, well, let's just say you have. I'm telling you guys, you have 3 roster spots. I think that's fair. Okay, you have 3 roster spots. Out of all the million fucking hot girls in LA, you have 3 roster spots. That's a pretty fucking selective. That's more selective than fucking Harvard. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's more selective than the fucking, maybe, I don't know. It's as selective as like a fucking Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. It's like, it's very fucking selective. Yeah. Okay? And so, yeah, hot girl walking down the street, she gets an interview and a lot of fucking scrutiny. And a lot of fucking hoops to jump through to be in that 3. Because you have a limited time. And any time you spend with her is taking away from one of those 3 girls on the existing roster. Or that are going to be on the roster if it weren't for her. That's the way I want you to think about it, okay? You have a limited number of roster spots for a very, very sought-after position. Have you ever had to, I don't know if you have or not, have you ever had to hire somebody for something?
Yes, I've done it, I interview.
Yeah, so when you interview someone, you can challenge them without being offensive, right? You can put them under scrutiny, you can challenge them, you can ask them tough questions, you can make them prove themselves to you or not. Without having to be mean about it. Yeah. Right? And you can even you can be in an interview knowing full well the person's not getting the job and you still be polite and in the interview on good terms and like let them, you don't have to destroy their self-esteem in the process. But it is very clear in the interview who has the job and who doesn't. And who is the one who's being chased for the valuable resource and who is the one hoping to get it. Right? You don't have to be mean for that. Yeah. Right? You can do it very, very subtly. Yeah?
Yeah.
But here, I'll do a little role play with you guys. Okay, I'll pick you up. You be the girl. All right. And I want you to try and just be the girl. It's fine. I was gonna have you try and like super hold your hot girl frame or something like that, but just you can do that or not. Just try and act the way a girl would. All right. But I want you to know, and I'm not gonna be mean to you. I'm not gonna insult you, but I'm gonna be very. In fact, I'm gonna be nicer than I normally would in this particular example, just because he asked this. But I am gonna be putting you under scrutiny. Okay. I'm gonna get to the point. Hey, excuse me.
Oh, hi.
I absolutely love your look. It makes me think you're, first of all, I like the fact you're a sports fan, but it makes me think you're like a creative person. Because it's very like all over the place, but it's definitely you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. you seem unsure of yourself. Given the way you put yourself together, I would have expected more confidence.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you're intrigued. I'm Todd, and you are? That's a very interesting. I have a thing. I have a theory. Girls that have names that can also be boy names, right? I think they become more interesting people on average. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Have you ever shown up for something and someone expected a dude?
Every once in a while.
Every once in a while.
True, yeah.
Like I expected like a dude with a mullet, and you're like, you know, and you're like, you know, cute little girl in a red dress shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you like that too. You're like, you like the surprise. Yeah. You like causing people a little bit of grief,
Yeah.
a little bit of trouble.
Sometimes.
How much trouble are you? Like, should I be concerned?
Perhaps, depends on the day.
That sounds like a yes. That's like a yes mixed with an I plead the fifth.
Yeah. I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth? You know what I plead the fifth means? It means I'm guilty. That's what I plead the fifth means. Yeah. So you look innocent, but you're guilty?
I get every once in a while.
Nice. Okay. What are you... Don't confess any crimes to me. What is the most trouble you've been in, like, growing up? Like, what did you do that caused your parents to just pull their hair out?
I got detention one time.
One time? That's a pretty slack criminal resume, my dear. You can do better. What did you get detention for?
Showing up late.
Oh, fucking hell. All right, we're gonna have to work on your mischief. All right, but here's the thing: we'll go on a spontaneous adventure, get you more mischief, but you can't show up late for the flight. Deal?
Alright, deal.
Wow. Okay. Well, this actually I like this. This is good, but this is actually moving fast for me. I don't know why I'm going this fast. I do like you though. I'll tell you what. One more question to decide if we can actually be friends or actually whatever. What are you really passionate about? And it could be anything. It doesn't have to be serious. It can be a silly thing. But what like fucking makes you like get into it?
Sports.
Okay, that's a good answer. But which sport? Because there's definitely a right and a wrong answer here.
Football.
American or European?
American.
American football? But you never played it as a girl. You never played football. You just like watching it?
Just fan. My parent.
Oh, you're a fan girl? Oh man, what are you gonna do with you? I do like football. I can acknowledge that football is a fucking great sport to watch. I can acknowledge that. I played the European football though, so if you'd said that would have been like the money shot. Like I would have fucking loved you for that. I can deal with American football. Like it's not a disqualifier, but like it's not a red flag. It's okay. All right, are you a spontaneous person?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. I'll be spontaneous with you as well. I'll take your number against my better judgment. Right. Do you see the frame of this though?
Yeah, none of that was offensive at all.
Yeah, it wasn't offensive.
But I was definitely like
Yes.
putting you through the ringer. The first part is knowing what your role is. Like I mean you guys live in the land of actors, right?
Yeah.
So if you were an actor, right? As an actor, if you're playing a character, you're playing a role. Like the good actors, you have a character for like one scene even, right? Actors will spend weeks coming up with the backstory, the life history of this character for that one scene, right? Yeah. And by doing that, it makes the things they say in that scene congruent. And instead of like reading the scene and thinking he should be angry here, he should be sad here, they actually are like feeling emotions from that character's past life or associating from things in their past life. They're actually embodying the character, right? And so what I'm kind of suggesting is when you're doing game, embody a character. Mm-hmm. Like think about what is your absolute best self. What is like the life history that you could have had that could lead to, obviously lead to you being you in most ways, but that would be a history where girls have loved you and girls have responded to you. And like act that role. Act like that guy. You can start having the abundance that your future self you're growing into would have. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like your time is worth as much now as 5 years from you that's super, super high values time is worth, right? And so start valuing your time and start valuing the girls that you're going to allow into your life the way you would if you were already that way. Or if it helps you guys, like imagine your game as me, right? Imagine you have my game, right? Whatever level of girl you think I deserve, start acting like you deserve that level of girl.
Yeah.
That makes sense? So I call that borrow some abundance from your future, right? Borrow abundance from the person that you are going to become, right? So that kind of idea can help. Because I mean, legitimately, you know, you guys have had a decent amount of like sexual experience. You have not had quite as much, but all of you guys have not had quite the level you'd like to. But you guys are all very close, right? So start acting like you have been there. Start acting like, because this is actually true, by the way. If you follow this path, if you go out the right way, and we'll talk about this, we'll talk about your game plan and stuff like that, but if you go out the right way, do the right things, are working on this with the right philosophy and attitude and stuff like that, your success is guaranteed. Okay? It's not a maybe, if, whatever. It is fucking guaranteed. Now, if you don't take those steps, it's not guaranteed. Right? Similar to like if you're in the gym, like if you're really watching your diet, you're really working out, and you're doing it like a right way and safe way and doing proper exercise form, you have it being in good shape and having a good looking body at some point, whether it be 3 months, 6 months, a year down the line, is fucking guaranteed, right? You know that it's guaranteed if you follow the path. If you don't follow the path, you don't get to assume that. But if you are following the path, you get to assume that, you get to borrow that abundance from your future.